Hello and welcome to Talkataro. I'm Crystal with Talkataro, and I am here for your new moon in Aries read. But first, a little update, news item, if you will. So I was doing weekly readings, but for a very practical purpose, I'm going to have to scale that back to just doing new and full moon readings. The main practical purpose is the uploading speeds in the country where I live. Like I live out on a farm. And the upload speeds are so incredibly slow that it's like I do a reading for you for the week and it would take like till midweek to get it up for you. So I'm like, okay, until we have some Elon Musk internet or something out here, I'm going to have to scale that back. So it is a very practical matter of, the internet doesn't want to cooperate with that. It's far too time consuming, and I can't get these messages to you in a decent amount of time due to bandwidth. And also, thanks to you all in the collective, things are kind of blowing up for me on personal readings. Thank you so much. I'm still taking personal readings. I still have time, but because there's been an increase in that, I want to honor those folks, and I love doing personal readings, so I want to open that up and provide more space for that. And if a weekly read is uploading for 2 days, it makes it very challenging because again, I'm out in the boondocks. So anyway, so yes, if you were looking for a weekly read last week, that was why it wasn't up. I tried to upload it a few times and it just was molasses, and I said, okay, you know what? Let's have a conversation with Spirit here and see what we want to do to problem solve this. So Spirit and I kind of troubleshoot on that, and figured that the new and full moon readings would make a lot of sense because I know that a lot of you get quite a bit of value out of that, as do I. Okay, well, enough of that. So leading right into the new moon in Aries reading. So the new moon in Aries is on the 12th. And it is a fast-moving energy. Aries is kind of like that. Aries is, they like to get things done. They're a ram, right? They're a battering ram. They kind of ram through, I want to do this thing and everybody better get out of my way kind of energy. And, just like any energy, when sort of left untethered, it can be a little much. But, when understood and balanced out and worked with, it can be really quite auspicious. And that is what I'm seeing here. Really nice, auspicious energy. So let me just get into it with the cards. All right, first up out of the gate, you've got the sun. Beautiful, beautiful card. This is about, enjoying the warmth of the sun. Happy spring. I think we're like 8 weeks until summer, where things are getting lighter and brighter and warmer. I mean, literally, things are getting lighter and brighter and warmer. Excuse me, pardon me. Spring and summer is coming. Crystal has allergies. There's your cherry on top. So the sun is about enjoying that warmth, that literal warmth and that like spiritual warmth. It's been kind of a long, cold, tough winter, and there's the last few moon cycles have been really emotionally tumultuous and challenging. But you got through those moon cycles, and now what's on the other side of the moon is the sun. It's time to play. It's time to enjoy. It's time to, embrace the happiness that you feel, and just feel it for the sake of it being there, acknowledging it, being grateful for it, not questioning it, right? Enjoying it. You've earned it. You've earned it. Really beautiful, and right out of the gate. Love that. And next up is Judgment. Big reason that the sun came out is you're finding balance. You've done some, most likely, some dark night of the soul work, some kind of heavy lifting when it comes to your emotional and spiritual houses. You've cleaned out the attic, so to speak, And you're starting to see a little more light. It's starting to feel a little lighter and brighter, and understandably so. Things are getting balanced out. You're getting rid of a lot of the baggage and extemporaneous bullshit, the noise that sometimes we carry, out of habit, out of not paying attention or not knowing, not realizing, karmic ties, family issues. You're healing a lot of these family issues and a lot of these long-standing, sort of baggage areas or tough areas. You're finding new habits. You're finding a new sense of self. You're becoming more grounded in a sense of self. You're becoming more confident in who you are, who you want to be, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and why, right? This card also signifies forgiving yourself and others, right? A lot of the reason that we get stuck in that dark night of soul sometimes, and a huge reason that it's incredibly challenging work to do, is there's a lot of guilt and shame and regret and grief and trauma, all of these really tough emotions and experiences live in that dark night of the soul realm. And a lot of people avoid it, right? And avoiding it doesn't make it go away. It actually makes it more challenging and in some ways more aggressive and harsh, because the volume gets a little louder, right? If you're trying to ignore it and it's something that can't be ignored, the volume gets a little louder, and then you have to work even harder to avoid it. And then you're burning a lot of energy and so on and so forth. So anyway, the judgment is about forgiving yourself and others and finding the balance that comes in with that. So this card in this reading, I think, is saying, you've been actively doing that and continue to do so. That has certainly been in your favor, and a huge reason that the Sun card has come out, because this is the kind of work you've been doing. These are both majors, right? These are both major arcana. This is karmic stuff. This is not, tiptoeing through the tulips, going through my day. Oh, a little bit of challenge there. Oh, this and that. No, this is the big shit. Nice for you. Very nice. Good for you. Next up is the Queen of Pentacles. You're really embodying some nice feminine energy here, and some nice feminine energy that could potentially be monetized. Hey, all right. I'm all about stacking some chips, getting some coin. That's fine. Do it in a nice, balanced way. That is good for you, good for others. An abundance area. It may not be literal coin. It may not be literal money. It may just be that, material resource of time and energy. Maybe you're feeling more refreshed. Maybe you're feeling more engaged with the world, more connected with yourself, more balanced, and you're enjoying it. You're enjoying the riches of that particular bounty, and you've worked hard at it. The Queen of Pentacles is the feminine entrepreneur energy, okay? And she does a lot of the same things that a King of Pentacles would do. Or, and then if we talk higher level, major arcana, Emperor and Empress, but we're talking court cards here. So Queen of Pentacles has a lot of similar energy as a King of Pentacles or an Emperor, but she does it with more of a feminine flair, okay? She knows how to hold it down while also taking care of others. She's not just money-focused or entrepreneur-focused or, self-focused. She's able to balance that fine line and that nice, juicy middle ground of she takes care of herself. And because she takes care of herself, she's also able to take care of others. And the cycle continues. Really, really nice energy, right? And she does have that entrepreneurial spirit, but it's not so driven by masculine energy. So this is actually a great card to come out when we're talking about an Aries moon, because Aries can be quite, like I said before, aggressive and kind of have that masculine energy. And if you're bringing in this nice feminine touch, you're tamping down a little bit of that excessively aggressive energy that can come with an Aries full moon, and some of that can take the form of impatience, not looking at all of the details, being kind of pushy, being kind of bossy, ignoring good advice. That can be some of the follies of that Aries fast moving energy, right? But with this Queen of Pentacles, it's tempering that a little bit. It's balancing that out. You're looking at the advice and going, that's a good idea. You're thinking things through all the way. You're collaborating a little more, right? You're building others up, and by way of doing that, you're building up yourself. And again, the cycle continues. A lot of abundance here. We've got flowers growing, we've got coins, we've got bunnies. That's a sign of good luck and fertility. Little chipmunk, she plans ahead, right? She stores things, she hides things for later, she knows where they are, and sometimes even if she forgets where, kind of like you think of a squirrel, like even if she forgets where she put something, it still grows. Like when a squirrel swipes some of your seeds and then you're like, how did my daffodils end up over there or whatever? Right? My dahlia is over here by the tree where the squirrel always is. Wait a minute, what happened? But still, there's abundance, right? And that's another nice energy of the Queen of Pentacles, is she trusts that feminine intuition. She trusts her own intuition, that she's like, you know what? Even if this seed over here doesn't quite grow like I had anticipated, I put it over here in the garden with the understanding that it would bloom by such and such time and it would yield such and such results, and it hasn't. Instead, it's bloomed over there on a different timeline and it's yielded different results that are even better. And I have enough confidence and faith in my own intuition and my own understanding of how these cycles work and how I work within them, that I'm going to continue to move forward with confidence. Beautiful, fabulous energy. Now, speaking of the Empress, you got the Empress Reversed. So I'm feeling like this is a bit of an advice card for you. Hold on, let me get my little milk tea here. I found these cool little milk teas at the Asian market. They're high caffeine, very exciting. So Empress Reversed in this read feels like a bit of an advice card for you. Now, I was just talking about that Empress energy. Empress Upright is this one at like mastery level, high mastery level, karmic mastery level, right? Very abundant, very giving, very fertile, in her creativity. Like her sacral chakra is on point. She's got the sexual energy, the creative energy, the feminine energy on lock. A lot of times in more traditional tarot decks, there'll be a pregnant woman on this card, and the only sex or gender that can give birth is a woman. So that feminine energy is about creation, about abundance, fertility, and birth, right? And so when upright, it could, depending on the reading and the person, it's, it could be literal fertility and abundance and birth, or it could be more of like your creative ideas are flourishing because your Empress energy is high level and doing its thing. However, in this read, you got it in reverse. And in light of these other cards, I think this is just a little warning is not the right word. That sounds too ominous. Heads up, I guess. If you're feeling Empress Reverse, so now let's think of what the Empress in Reverse is. That is sort of doubting your intuition, that is feeling a lack of confidence, that is feeling a little insecure, that is being somewhat anxious and nervous around your goals, second-guessing yourself, dragging your feet a little bit because you have a fear of failure, okay? Not fully standing in your power, denying some of your creativity and the the abundant energy that you have, draining yourself, taking care of others, and forgetting to take care of yourself. Therefore, you're working from an empty cup, and your stuff ends up on the back burner. And yeah, you might be helping people out, but you might be helping out the wrong people because your intuition is not on point. Or you are helping people out and they're appreciating it, but you're just feeling drained and depleted, and none of your stuff is getting off the ground. It's just kind of sitting there waiting for you because you're too wiped. You don't have the energy for it. But even more so, I think this card is saying, be mindful to not get in your own way. All of this abundance here may come as a surprise to you in a way, right? But in kind of a second guessing kind of way. Like, you've been doing the work, and you know, you have the confidence of the Sun card of like, well, it's about damn time I start to, you know, see some of the good energy come back on this dark night of the soul. And yes, I am feeling more balanced because I worked through all that, and you know, and I continue to work through it, and I'm starting to see and enjoy the fruits of my labor. And yes, I am really starting to see and enjoy the fruits of my labor because some of my goals and dreams and ambitions are starting to materialize on this earthly plane. Oh my God, that's amazing. How exciting. Let me second guess that. Too good to be true. When's the other shoe gonna drop? Right? What's gonna happen? Do I really deserve this? Can I trust this? Can I trust myself? Is this a good idea? Does Spirit have my back? Okay, so that, not uncommon energy, okay? When you get kicked around enough times and you get told no enough times, and you know, you live in the dark night of the soul for a little bit, you know, you're a little battle weary, you're a little life worn, right? And you start to not trust things completely, okay? Because you don't want to get your hopes up. It's kind of a coping mechanism. You don't want to get your hopes up because, you know, you've already been disappointed so many times, and you don't know if you can take another hit like that, right? You are a little tired, okay? You are a little tired. So this card is acknowledging that and saying, okay, that's fair. How far are you going to let that, how long are you going to let that get in your own way? Like, is your ego going to block the messages that we're trying to send to you? Right? We're trying to show you that, you know, you got some Queen of Pentacles energy, right? You got rabbits bouncing into your scene, and you've got flowers growing over here, and we're handing you some coins, but you're over here kind of going, well, I don't know, this feels too good to be true, when's the other shoe gonna drop, so on and so forth. And they're like, okay, well, you know, you can stay in that energy if you'd like, but you might miss some of the cool downloads that we're trying to send your way, okay? And I can feel that. I mean, on a personal level, I can feel this. I'm in this energy a little bit myself in this moon, to be completely honest. You know, intuitive tarot readers are not sitting on, you know, high on some mound going, oh, well, this is, you know, unfortunate for you to feel this way. Let me tell you from the organ. No, I'm navigating this stuff as well. So, you know, I can certainly commiserate with you if you're feeling this energy of like, is this really happening? Can I trust this? You know, like, I'll be super stoked if that's the way this is going to go, because this is what I've been wanting. This is what I've been working for, and I'm confident. I know I can do it, but are all of the other pieces going to align for me? And what that card is saying is like, go ahead and, you know, acknowledge that energy and work through that energy, and don't feel bad about feeling that way. Just be mindful to not let it block your path and dim your shine so hard that you miss some of the things, right? Don't let such a big cloud go over this sun that you miss the forest for the trees, okay? Advice for you, me, and whoever else needs it. And then you get the Ace of Cups. Yay! New beginning, abundant new beginning. This is an emotional fulfillment beginning. You know, you're going in a path that, you know, feels good to your heart, feels good to your soul. And that's probably a huge reason that this Empress Reversed card is coming up, because you're like, oh my God, can I actually do something that I would love to do? Can I move forward with my heart work and receive some abundance in doing so? Can I put that out there? Wait a minute. So I may not have to like just do the drone 9 to 5. I may not just have to toe the line. I may be able to actually move some energy into a space and a place where I feel emotionally fulfilled as well. I'm not just paying the bills until I die. Intriguing. I like the sound of that. That feels too good to be true, because maybe I've got some family stuff and some karmic blah blah where it's like, well, you're not going to make any money doing that, or why would you waste your time with that, you know, kind of like 1950s bullshit, right? But here we are, 2021, age of Aquarius. Let's move it. Let's change it up. We're not in the Taurian age anymore, thank God. So, you know, ride that wave and enjoy that fire energy, right? We got fire energy with this new moon, with you know, all of this air energy around this age of Aquarius that's starting to ramp up. Now that's a much longer cycle, of course. We're talking about, you know, beyond our lifetime, this age of Aquarius, and we're right at the beginning of it. It's really starting to pick up some steam. And if you've been doing this shadow work the last handful of moon cycles in the beginning of 2020, or excuse me, beginning of 2020 as well, but the beginning of 2021, then you're lightening the load a little bit, right? Like, you don't have 6 bags and you have to wait in the bag check line. Oh no, you go straight to the gate, because all you have is a carry-on, which is just what you need, right? You're traveling light, my friend. And that's really, really nice energy, because what happens when air and a flame meet? You have a big fire, you have a spark, and you have a big fire. And that's what's happening here. Boom. But it's tempered down with that emotional energy, and it's feeling fulfilling. It's life-giving. Water is life. Okay? Whew. I love it. All of these elements are kind of coming together in this alchemy, and it's beautiful. And you just have some advice to don't let yourself get in your own way. It's a love-in today. Fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, let's see if I can get you some, what am I doing? Oracle cards. Oracle cards. I don't think I need to do majors here, because you have 3 out of 5. Man, this collective is so cool. You always have the biggest karmic reads. Biggest karmic reads. And I'm really stoked to give you such a light one this time. The last handful, especially on the moon cycles, have been intense work. So, you know, if nobody's told you lately that you've been kicking ass on navigating your soul work and your shadow work, let me be the first to tell you. That's tough stuff. Good for you. Way to stick with it. It's tough as shit, but it's worth it. All right, let me see. I'm going to clarify a little bit on the Empress, whoopsies, to see if there is any chakra stuff. You know, I think that I'm feeling like that's kind of a general, you know, stay out of your own way, take it as it resonates kind of deal. Yeah, kind of a stay out of your way, stay out of your own way, take it as it resonates kind of deal. But that's some good advice. So we're gonna toss that in there, and then I'm gonna also throw one of these. And I'm also trying to keep these reads a little shorter. I'm telling you, man, like navigating data caps out in the boondocks is a new development for Crystal, who used to live in the big city and had fiber optic internet. I'll deal with data caps all day, given my new surroundings. I love it so much. I'm so grateful. But it's an adjustment. Fiber optic, you can like think of looking up something, and they're like Google, boop. And here, it's sort of, you know, like having a mule pulling your cart. Alrighty. Okay, lovely. Lovely, lovely. All right. So another look at like sub-advice, or, you know, addendum to the Empress in reverse, you know, kind of stay out of your own way, get out of your own way sort of deal. Some practice that you can engage in around that is gratitude. Always a fine practice to be in, but with this particular energy can be quite helpful. And that could be as simple as, you know, just taking some time to journal or meditate, or just plain think about, you know, the blessings that have been coming in. And, you know, throughout your life, sure, but let's boil it down a little bit, a little more of a microcosm. Lately, lately? What blessings have come into your life lately? What are some doors that have opened up that have got you feeling like this? What are some of the things that have been going down that's brought the sun out, right? You don't feel the sun if there's not some things to be grateful for. Just be grateful that you're feeling the sun. Express gratitude to yourself for having the gumption to do this hard work and, forgive yourself and others and find this balance. This is not easy. Many, many people avoid it. Matter of fact, give themselves more work and more strife to avoid it. You're not doing that. Give yourself some gratitude. And take some guts. Release. You've been doing some release. There's some balance here. Have gratitude for that. Another practice that can be helpful around gratitude and release is finding gratitude in the people, places, things, memories, baggage, ties, trauma, pain, etc. that you've let go. You don't know what you want until you know what you don't want. You don't know what's good until you know what's bad. And, if you don't have the dark, you can't see the light. So, express some gratitude in those things that you are releasing. Thank them for the lessons that they brought you and move on. Let go. Because that leads to expansion, which is what you're doing right here. Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Judgment, Sun. Hell yes. All right, and a few more, and then I'm going to hit the bricks here. Next up, you've got embrace the in-between. Things are starting to move. Okay, you may not be seeing the full-on fruits of your labor yet. The Queen of Pentacles is going to work and she's starting to see some movement, but she may not see full-on results yet. Embrace that. That might be why you're feeling this way too, right? Sometimes it can be really hard to pull the trigger when you've got something unknown. Say you're starting your own business or something, or you're wanting to go to school and you're starting the application process, or you're thinking of moving or buying a house and you're going through all the rigmarole that goes with that. And there's a lot of in between. You haven't seen the tangible manifestation yet, and that can be quite scary to pull these triggers, right? Because there's risk involved, and feel the fear and do it anyway. Embrace that in between. Trust in this. Turn this Empress right side up. Empress right side up can embrace the in between like a boss. Lay a solid foundation, and also express gratitude and acknowledge that you are laying a solid foundation. Okay, be mindful that you are, right? This is advice on that front, practical advice. But also, if you've been laying solid foundation, give yourself some props for that. Okay, you've been putting the work in, y'all. You've been putting the work in, because freedom is yours. Enjoy that beautiful, beautiful art and all the meaning behind that. Horses are really good energy, really good medicine. They are medicine from the East, and the East direction in indigenous teachings is healing. Freedom from your trauma, freedom from your pain, forgiving yourself and others. Some similarities in these cards. Very different art, but very similar energy. Gorgeous. Love this for you. Love this. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you some nice, big, fat stone energy on that one, my friends. All right. Well, that is your new moon in Aries reading for April 12th. This is beautiful. I love this for you. If you are interested in a personal reading, I am absolutely taking those right now. I love to do those for you all. You can find out more at takatarot.com. That is TAKA tarot.com. And until next time, have a good one. Love you all.